Hey guys, so would you believe that I am a college dropout? Would you ever believe that about me? Well, I am. I really, truly am a college dropout. And I've never really told very many people this story, but I have found recently that in talking to people and doing interviews, that this is definitely a story that I need to tell more often. So I wanted to make a video all about me being a college dropout to where I am now, currently in my life, where I'm almost finished with my doctorate in nursing. So it's really a great lesson, I guess, in not, accepting failure as the end all be all. Because definitely, let me turn this off real quick so I don't get a bunch of dings while I'm doing this video. So keep it very real. So I, as like going all through school, I always did really well in school, got good grades, not really a problem. Only biggest problem I had was like probably getting teased and bullied a lot going through school for various reasons. And once I got to high school, um, I did well. And I knew I was going to go to college, and it really wasn't a question. Well, I had gotten into a nursing program at like a really great local school out here in the Cleveland area. I'm from Ohio, and I was going to go for nursing, and I was all set. I'm like, I'm going to go for nursing, and I'm going to take it all the way. I'm going to get my master's. I'm going to do all these great things. Honey, I made it like 6 months into my nursing program, and I failed. I was failing classes. I wasn't going to class. I could not like handle being on my own. I couldn't handle the independence. I just couldn't deal with any of it. And I was not doing very well emotionally, physically. I just couldn't take it. And I ended up dropping out about like 6 months into, I don't even think I made it a full year. And I felt terrible. I felt like a failure. I felt like I let my parents down. I felt like I let everybody down. I felt like I left myself down. It was really bad, and it was not a great point. And so I ended up coming home. I was like, living on campus. I was doing the whole college thing, and I just wasn't ready. It just wasn't my time in my life to go do this. And so came home, and it took like a couple years, I think, of doing like different odd jobs like gas station and working at a restaurant, being a waitress. I think I worked at like H&R Block for a while, like just doing all these crazy odd jobs. And that was like another thing. I could not keep a job for the life of me for a long time. So I was bouncing around. I really had no plan. I had no direction. And just things were not and going in a good way for me. And I finally decided one day, and I don't know what it was, but I always kind of knew like I had more of a purpose. Like I knew I was meant to do something. I just didn't know exactly what it was yet. And so I decided just to sign up for these nurse aid training classes at my local community college. And I did that. And I actually followed through with it and finished it and got a job doing that. And that kind of was like the beginning of my nursing career, was just going for that nurse aid training at my local community college, following through with that, doing that all the way to getting my LPN, getting my RN, my associate's degree. Then I got my bachelor's. And then now here I am finishing up my master's degree. And, it's taken me some years. Like I've been in healthcare for over 15 years. So it's definitely been a journey for sure. But even along the way, and even in my doctoral program, like I've failed classes for sure. Even just since COVID hit, so about the last 2 years, my son had got COVID, and then I had lost my job, and I was trying to take classes and work and raise my two other kids, and it was just way too much. So I failed a class. Then I tried to go back and repeat it, and that didn't work out again because of stuff going on. So I had to go back, and I never gave up. Like I could have easily, the first time I failed way back trying to go to college, I just could have been like, college is not for me. Too bad, so sad. I'm just not going to go to college, and I'm just going to do whatever for the rest of my life. No, I didn't do that. I just reset myself and just figured out, hey, it's not my season, it's not my time, but that doesn't mean that it's not for me. And so I just kept on. And so just through all these years and through things that have happened to me, like in my LPN program, I was like in my third month maybe of my LPN program. And I was taking care of my dad who lived with us, who was very sick, and he ended up having a stroke and a heart attack. And then he passed away like 3 months into my LPN program. And I could have easily just gave up then and not even completed that because I had two kids back then, and my daughter was one and my son was three, and then taking care of my dad. And then he passed away. He was living with us and then he passed away. Like, oh my gosh, like talk about all the things that could have, that can go wrong, will go wrong, and having different health things happen along the way. And through all those years, like, and then just recently, like, I'm trying to finish my doctorate, and just every, like these past 4 years that I've been going to school, just, it's just been like drama after, you know, difficulty, just everything that could happen has happened. And it's life, and life doesn't stop. And it's just how we roll with the punches. It's just how we deal with things and how we just keep on going. And so I wanted to send this message out to everybody who might be having difficult times and might be questioning, you know, whether they should continue, whether, you know, whether this is right for them. And you'll know deep down inside if there's something calling you to continue on. And if it's something that you really want to do, you will find a way 100% to make it work no matter what, because that's what I did. And I know that's what you can do too. I know my circumstances are not unique, and everybody goes through trials and tribulations, especially it seems when we are working on something so hard that we really want to do. That's when life wants to throw all the shit at us. But you can definitely do it. It's just staying the course, staying the path, and just continuing on. You just got to keep on swimming, right? Like Dory says, you just got to keep on swimming. You just have to keep on going, and having a support system with you. And we always have a support system no matter what. There are always people in your lives that are there that are going to be able to help you. So having a support system, having tools, having strategies, having a schedule, planning things, like you have to be very proactive in your life. You cannot be just on the sidelines letting life happen to you. You need to make things happen for your life. So that is like my big message, and part of my personal story of how I came to be how I am now and where I am now, and why I speak so passionately about education and about the time management, the productivity, and the stress and the anxiety, because definitely I've been there with all of those things, and it's definitely doable. It's definitely hard. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely hard, but it is definitely worth it. As long as it's worth it to you, don't go doing all of these things or picking something to do because you think it's what people want you to do or what you should be doing. It's what you want to do. You really need to find that deeper why inside yourself. Why are you doing these things? Because if your why is not strong enough, if your why is not deep enough, if it's not powerful enough, it's not going to be enough to carry you through when all of these things are happening in your life to you. So it's my biggest piece of advice there. So thank you for listening to my story. And if you have a similar story to share, I definitely would love for you to share it. So let us know in the comments a little bit about you and your story. And I know people can connect this way because I know your story is going to speak to somebody else's story, and you'll definitely be able to connect that way. So definitely reach out and find those connections, those support systems, because those people are here to help you. All right, guys, that's all I have. So don't forget, for a balanced life, just add spice. Take care.